guys, Caibel the strategist here, and today we will be playing some more. Well, I forgot what this was called again. I will look it up after the video, but you guys probably already know what this is. Oh yeah, it was Toy Factory, wasn't it? That was the title of this map, Toy Factory. I am so short-sighted when it comes to names. And that closed behind me. Lovely. But yeah, we're playing some more of this map. So far, it is going fine. Oh. We're in the recording area. Okay. That was a thing. But yeah, we're pretty much in this area right now. Also, I had got myself a quilted blanket. So yay. I am now warm in the winter, which is good. But yeah, we're just gonna play some more of this while I cover myself with a quilt. So yay. So far it's going pretty well. And no, the quilt does not have any like logos on it, from what I can tell. It's just a normal little quilt. So, yay. So I have thought about putting like my initials on it, like embroidering my initials into it. Which, yes, I can embroider as well. I know how to sew. I also know how to cook. I took a home ec class back in high school. So, yay. My school kind of mandates that all students take a home ec class at least once. Mainly because, A, it's good. It teaches you life skills that you actually can use in your everyday life. Like, for instance, cooking, cleaning, and potentially even taking care of children. Yes, that is a part of it. It also teaches you how to sew, which is where I learned how to sew, is in home ec. I also took a agriculture class in high school as well. And I know what agriculture is. So yay. I also know why or who invented the current way we herd cattle when we raise them to kill them. Surprisingly, it is a woman with autism that did it. So yeah. Point one for freaking autistic people. They have geniuses. To be honest, autistic people are just some of the kindest and nicest people. They're complicated, but they're kind and nice. Though they can be a bit annoying with how much they know of one specific subject. If you didn't know, autistic people usually have like an interest in one specific subject. They're hyper fixated on it at all times. And as such, they are very much knowledgeable in that one subject. And the subject is different for all of them, for all people, depending on who you talk to. So one person can have an interest in, say, Legos, so they know pretty much everything there is to know about Legos. Or there is another person who likes, say, a card game. Well, they know everything about that card game. That's pretty much what that entails. Also, you may have noticed that my thing operates differently. That's because I have something in front of the speaker right now that deadens my voice, but it also makes it so you can't hear like my breathing as much. Basically, you can only hear the breathing that I want you to hear. Like, say I sigh, that's something you can hear. But say me just normally breathing, that's not picked up anymore by the mic. thanks to the object in front of me. And sorry for going off tangent, by the way. I kind of do that a lot. So, yeah. And I can't get into this room. Also, I kind of been not feeling well due to an emotional state. Uh, Currently, I am trying to work on my mental state to where I'm a happier person. Not so easy, though. It's not that easy. It's kind of painful and kind of exhausting. Basically, I kind of been forgetting certain memories that I normally torture myself with because I don't like basically failing. I don't think anyone does, but particularly me, I don't like to fail. So I'll keep trying at stuff until I succeed. And I guess me remembering a painful memory kind of gives me that. Like, replaying all the things I could have done to just help others kind of takes a toll. And as such, I've been trying to forget the memories I've been torturing myself with. And if anyone doesn't know, I have PTSD, which is basically I have nightmares every night about people I love dying. That is literally what happens. I am not kidding. It's not a joke. It's not BS. It's a fact. And the reason I know this is because, well, literally I developed it after a family member of mine died. And I was very close to them. So me watching them die kind of put a lot of stress on me that I wasn't necessarily prepared for. And as such, my mind wasn't going to allow me to feel all that stress until after it had passed. Which by that point pretty much led to an onslaught of all hell breaking loose in that moment. Every nightmare I've ever wished to not happen happened. Every little piece of my sanity just slowly being eroded away by a nightmare that I had no control over. And frankly, it made it hard to sleep at first, but eventually I got used to it and I was able to sleep better and ignore them. So at this point, I pretty much only like try and stay calm, stay carefree, but that's not always possible, especially when you're a horror YouTuber and you have to go through psychological horror. It's not something you want to do, but it is something that has to be done. And it frankly, it takes a toll. It takes a toll on your mental state, and it takes a toll on your personality as a person. I hadn't realized how much of a toll it was taking. And frankly, I should have, in hindsight, but I'm not really too good on hindsight. So, I pride myself on having impeccable foresight, though. But in this case, I kind of was blinded by my own pain. Moral of the story, don't let your pain blind you to your failings or what you can do as a person. It's best to just try to move past your pain and try to be a better you, I guess. And I'm sorry if my voice breaks at times. I can get pretty vulnerable. And my real nature isn't exactly what you normally would see in these videos. I'm actually a very timid person. I don't like being around people. And I frankly just am a shut-in. I'm a shut-in. I don't like people. Or rather, I don't like being around people. It exhausts me. Very much so. But I still try to be around people. Because I'm human and I need to talk to people to survive. Anyway, uh, where do I need to go? These are lights. That's the least helpful in that area. But I wish there was more lighting everywhere else. I can still see. It's just freaking harder to see in this environment. Exactly useful when you can't really see too far. Especially as it gets darker and darker. When it's in a dark environment, I usually try moving towards light. Because A, if there's light, that means there's something there, causing there to be light. And B, it's usually a good idea. In most cases. In horror cases, probably not the best idea. Because a little monster could be standing there. Like right now, there was a monster in the light. And it was a husk. And I don't know what this is meant to do. Stay back. I'm just beating this thing to death with a bow. I hope you realize that. I'm beating this thing to death with a bow. Like, that's not something that you normally do. You don't normally beat something to death with a bow and arrow. And apparently I killed Husky. That's what his name was. Husky. Which, okay, cute name for a husk, but really? Does it have to be named Husky? Couldn't it have been named, like, Death something? Or Desert Dweller? That would be an interesting horror creature. Desert Dweller. He only dwells in the desert. He hides under sand. He's like the cave dweller, but the deserts. Also, I've been noticing on Twitter a picture of the creaking without the bark, which is frankly weird, because this thing's supposed to be like a tree puppet type entity, so it's not supposed to be stripped of the bark, so it's kind of weird. And I believe the caption for this meme is like, screw you, strips your creaking. I was like, what? Okay. Also, why are people, like, shipping the warden with the creaking? A, the creaking isn't a living thing. It's a puppet. That's what Mojang said it was. It was a puppet-like mob, controlled by the creaking's heart, which is the actual entity that's controlling it. While the warden is a dude. Literally, the warden is a dude. Their name is William, as stated by Mojang themselves. So to why people are comparing these two entities, I don't know. And I don't want to know. But that's the thing, they're shipping them together for no reason. And I'm getting through this door. So there might be instances of when I don't know where to go. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I don't know why people are shipping the warden with the creaking. Because the creaking, from what I can tell, is non-binary and it's an object, not an actual entity that you can kill. And the warden literally is a force of nature. Literally, it is not meant to be killed. Well, yes, you can kill it. It's literally the most buff mob in the game. It is unkillable by innate physical abilities. The only way you can kill this thing, kill the warden, I mean, is basically get a mace and enchant it with density, and then just go 100 blocks into the air, plummet down on the warden, and then you will kill it. But again, that will take an incredibly amount of prep. Because first, you have to get the heavy core from an ominous spawner. Then, you have to get a breeze rod from the Trail Ruins, which you can do at the same time with the heavy core. But again, the heavy core isn't exactly common, it's a rare item. So the likelihood of you getting this item is 0 to nil. And I'm going to get crushed. Uh. Oh. Well, I died. I'm dead. I understand that I'm dead. You don't need to flash it twice. Um. Okay. Well, that was a lovely experience. We end up dead. Um. Let's go back into the area. Okay. Let's go back over this way, because this is where it was. And head back. Let's wait for this thing to open, then we will move. Thing is, I don't know how we ended up dying, because we weren't in the area. Though I guess it would have just crushed us in that instance for some reason. I don't know why. But hey, we made it this time, so lovely. Now we know what the death screen looks like for that, which is interesting because it's just something that says "die" on it. And by the way, I just leaned back a little, so yeah, don't worry about like me fading, my voice fading into the distance. I just leaned back. But yeah, that was interesting. So now we know we can actually die from basically being crushed to death. So that's lovely. Um, there's nothing that way. I can't even go this way. And this looks like a testing area, like where they created like these things for some reason. Don't know why anyone would want to create stuff here. This seems like a very counterproductive thing. It also seems kind of weird that that this is something you would do. Just create living toys. Like puppy playtime-esque. Creepy. Also, by the way, if you don't know the story of Puppy Playtime, basically the story is you're an employee. Your character is an employee of Puppy Playtime. And you return to your old place of employment, which had shut down years prior to the game. To the event of the game, that is. And you basically have to. Well, the first chapter is you have to get into the facility proper, which you're basically stuck in the waiting area, or the. What would you call it? Like, it's like the top area of the building. So you have to get from there down to Poppy, which is a doll of sorts, a porcelain doll of sorts for some reason, that is stuck behind glass. To why they can't just leave, why they can't just open the glass and leave, is beyond me. Because that makes no sense. Because the player can just walk up, open the glass, and just take Poppy with them wherever they go. By the way, the only enemy in the first chapter of Poppy Playtime is Huggy Wuggy. And he is a very large creature that has blue fur, sharp teeth, and will hunt you down at a moment's notice. Anyways, guys, this seems to be the end, so don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!